Welcome to Pario magazine, where I chat with individuals who have a desire to create. Today, I'm joined by two members of Avalanche, a Sydney based band that is keeping classic Aussie rock alive. Welcome back to Pario magazine, Stephen Campbell and Veronica Campbell.
Hey, thanks for having us.
Yeah, we really appreciate it. Thanks for having the time.
My pleasure. So, we last spoke to you in 2021, sort of as you geared up to get back into live shows following the pandemic shutdown.
Yeah.
Thankfully, it's a much nicer time to perform now.
Yes.
What has it been like?
Yeah, it's been awesome. We just released our new single, Arm to the Teeth, and just wrapped up the tour for that. So we've been all around Australia, and that tour went really well. And just before that, we did a headline tour of Japan as well. So that was our second ever international tour, first time in Japan.
Yeah, we've definitely been playing the most this year, I think, probably out of any of the years that we've been playing so far. So.
Yeah, just every weekend we've got a show.
Awesome. Good to see things are back into the full swing of live shows and getting out there and seeing new audiences.
Yeah, for sure.
So then before we dive into what's been happening over the last year or so and what's coming up in the near future, do you want to give our audience a little intro as to who Steve and Veronica are?
Yeah, sure thing.
Yeah.
We're part of Avalanche. We're a hard rock band from Western Sydney. We've been around since around 2018, 2019. This year we've really we've been recording a lot of songs, and we've been releasing a lot of songs and really hitting the touring circuit pretty hard and trying to get ourselves out there into the Australian scene, which has been pretty cool. And we're just starting to hit the international scene now as well, which is starting to get a bit of waves and a bit of momentum going. And we're just a straight up hard rock band. We love to play high energetic sort of shows. We've got no sort of frills, no ballads. Just straight up Aussie rock and roll, man.
Very nice. What has it been like sort of expanding out and going internationally, given the sort of Aussie rock sound that you guys have? Did you ever sort of expect to hit those international markets?
I guess initially, probably not. Obviously when we first started, we were all pretty young. We just wanted to play music and that. But I think, over the past year or two, we have started to really try and get serious about it and make it like a more of a sort of career move, I guess. The international stuff has worked out really well for us. I think the Japan shows went really well, and the crowds there seem to really like us, and we seem to get a lot of fans streaming our music from other countries. So
like when we went to Japan, we were really surprised to see them wearing like Airborne t-shirts and Amel and the Sniffers and Hard-Ons t-shirts and stuff. So they really like the Aussie rock over there. And we've been to New Caledonia and Noumea as well, and they're like a predominantly French-speaking country or island. I don't know exactly, but but they knew all the words like our songs. We chucked a few like AC/DC covers in that in. They knew all the words to that. They love that stuff. So I guess Aussie rock is loved worldwide, or at least to the places we've been so far.
Awesome to hear. What else has been happening since 2021? I know I personally got to witness you perform live at a Pro Wrestling Australia show since our last interview.
Yeah, right.
How was that experience?
Yeah, that was really interesting.
Yeah, we got it through like a friend who like does wrestling and stuff. So that was interesting, and it was a really fun show. I think that it was like sold out. Like we didn't know wrestling was that big of a thing, like in Sydney. So,
it's awesome. It was cool to sort of be able to play that. I think we played a cover of one of Motorhead's songs that they did for Triple H. And that was heaps of fun to be able to do that. I never really thought I'd get a chance to play something like that.
I thought when they were doing that there for a little while, bringing in sort of bands, I thought it was a great way to sort of mix audiences. Like you guys got to perform in front of all new people and get new eyes on you, and then maybe like some of your fans see clips of that and go, oh wow, there's actually wrestling in Australia, let's go do that.
Especially with like rock and metal, like they seem to sort of go hand in hand with that sort of stuff as well. There's always intro songs and that being recorded and all that for wrestlers that are generally hard rock and metal. So.
And then how much nicer is it to be back to full live touring and shows without restrictions?
Yeah, definitely. It was obviously really hard playing to, like a seated audience or only half what, is allowed in the venue usually. rock music especially, like you want people to like dance and mosh and get up to it and stuff. So yeah, it was a bit difficult sitting down. It's not as fun, I guess, and not as easy to kind of make that connection and stuff when you're playing. So
feels a bit empty in a way, I guess.
yeah, it's definitely a lot more fun.
And then in doing my research, I saw that you competed in and won Australia's biggest original band competition, the Passport to Airlie. Can you sort of tell me about that experience?
Yeah, I mean, that was like one of our biggest like career highlights, I think, to date, which was pretty cool. We just randomly entered this like band comp. Didn't think anything of it at the time. We played a couple heats and we kept getting through, and we're like, oh, all right. We played the grand finals, and then we got into like we played like the local finals kind of thing, and then we got into like the finals, which was at the Airlie Beach Festival of Music, which was up in like North Queensland. So we drove like 23 hours to get there with all our amps and stuff.
Yeah, had to bring all the gear.
Yeah, we always like to play on our own amps kind of thing. So. And yeah, we played it and we won, and we literally didn't think anything of it, but it was such a good experience. They gave us like VIP tickets, so we got to like hang in the VIP tent and get like free food and drinks, and we played a really huge stage, probably the biggest stage we've played on so far, I think. And
just got all weekend and that.
Met
and now we get to play again this year as like part of winning that. So get to go up and do it all again in is it November?
Yeah, November we'll be returning, and they've got a really good lineup. They've got like the Sweet and Rose Tattoo, and
Thirsty Merc,
Jebediah, and all that. So yeah, I can't wait. It was just such a fun. We played for like 4 days straight. It was just such a fun experience. Really hot, but really fun.
Yep. Do you think that by going into that competition sort of with no expectations, no sort of we really want to win this, do you think that helped?
Well, to be perfectly honest, when we first got the message that it was a comp, like we were a little bit like, oh, I don't even know if we should do this, because we've done competitions before and nothing's ever really happened.
Or it's always been a bit like rigged in a way, like whoever buys the most drinks gets the most votes. So a band with the most money would just buy all the drinks and they'd win. So we've never really been that big of a fan of comps, to be honest. So,
and I remember we had the conversation, and like some of us were even like, maybe we shouldn't do this. And luckily we ended up actually doing it.
We thought like, we'll just do it. At least we get to play a show to some people, maybe sell some merch, get some new fans. So why not? And then we just kept getting through the heats, and we're like, fuck. Sorry, I don't know if we swear.
That's okay.
But yeah, it was a fun experience. Yeah, I guess it helped that we didn't really like plan to win, or we just wanted to like play a show. So I guess that definitely would have helped. Yeah.
And I remember even when we found out that we were going to Airlie, because they told us only like 2 weeks before the event actually happened, so we had to like plan to like get flights and like get time off work and that. And I'm pretty sure you couldn't even really get the time off work, so you were working in between, sort of like the drive up and like it was just really funny.
I'm glad we did
I think that I just think that idea of going into something with no sort of personal pressure on it of we really want to win this. You're just going in there and just having fun, and that obviously translated with the judges and the audience.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Well, I guess that is the thing about music, sometimes it's, when you take it too seriously, it kind of emanates that sort of sense. But, if you're not taking it too seriously, it can be like really playful and fun, I guess.
Yep. And you mentioned that you get to sort of go back in a listed headliner slot this year. Playing alongside.
Yeah, I think
playing alongside Rose Tattoo.
Mm-hmm.
Who else is on the lineup?
The Sweet from the UK.
Sweet.
Thirsty Merc, Jebediah.
We can't reveal exactly where we are yet, but we should be between 2 really big bands, so it should be.
Yeah, it should be a really good slot. Yeah. And we've got some really cool plans for it.
How does that feel to be on a lineup with sort of some of those bands that I imagine really influenced your early years?
Yeah, definitely.
It was
insane.
Amazing. Even last year when we played, like people like Ian Moss and Ross Wilson and all those people that we like, Dragon played as well. So even then, just being able to watch all those guys and play the same stage that they did was just unbelievable, and really like it felt good. Kind of like we've finally got a little bit further than kind of what we wanted with this band, like to play alongside all those people and to do it again now in November. It's just it's awesome. We can't wait.
And just possibly, get a chance to chat to some of them would be really cool, and see what they have to say and some of their stories, and that would be, crazy to think. But
has that sort of experience given you a lot more confidence going into these sort of international tours as well?
Yeah, I think so for
I
sure.
think so. Yeah, it's just
Um,
I think it's just a good feeling to see that like what you're doing is working, like people are liking it, and these opportunities are kind of coming your way after all that hard work. It seems like sometimes that nothing's happening or we're working so hard, and so it's good to that while we didn't expect to win, it's good that it happened because it kind of was like validating in a way, like what we're doing is good and we're actually getting somewhere. So yeah, it definitely.
It was interesting playing on a much bigger stage, I think, because that was such a big stage. I think the biggest stage that we've played on so far. So there was like a few things we had to learn along that way as well, which probably gave us a bit more confidence as well.
Yeah, like we played a few like DIY festivals and that, but nothing to that scale. So that was just a really good experience in general as well.
Yep. So then, looking ahead to the festival this year, what can people expect
Yeah,
from the Avalanche set?
we've got a really cool set planned and like a few surprises in store. Like I think we're really knuckling down like almost every sort of part of this set, making it like as big and as like spectacular as we could ever possibly do. Like I think we were gonna try maybe at one point. I think still in talks, but we're gonna try and maybe get it recorded and see if we could maybe do a live sort of thing. But I don't know. It's still in talks now, so
Like
hasn't really confirmed it. But it would be cool. I think that would be really cool if like a few months down the track we could say release like an Avalanche live in Airlie or something like that. But yeah, we've got some really cool plans in store for it.
It's probably going to be the biggest like show we've probably played so far, I think.
Okay. How long has sort of planning been going on for that show?
Pretty much since like last year.
Yeah.
Yep.
We actually managed to get our first manager from early last year as well. So we've been working with them, and we've got a new booking agent as well with Premier Artists. So yeah, we've been working with our whole team, just trying to make this the biggest show we can.
And we're not going to be driving this year.
Yeah, we're going to be flying.
Yeah. Much more energy when you get to the festival this year.
Yeah, man. We were very zombified when we got there.
We
last
literally
time.
arrived at like 7.
I think it was like 8 o'clock in the morning. We had to go and get our tickets straight away, so we didn't even have a chance to sleep when we got there.
Rough.
Yeah.
That's okay.
And you mentioned sort of the new singles and stuff coming up and having just released some as well. Do you want to give us a little bit of info on the inspiration behind the new music, and will we see those songs at the festival?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, we'll definitely be playing a lot of new songs, and we're planning to release at least another single by then too, and eventually work our way to our first full-length album. Like we've done a few EPs before, but not like a full-length album. So that's kind of something we've always wanted to do. And
yeah, we spent a fair bit of time in the studio sort of late last year, and with a sort of producer, and like worked with like one that we've never, like to the extent that we've never really done before. So yeah, like we've got like probably an album's worth of material sort of in the bank, and yeah, just slowly releasing them and gonna try and really get something really sort of pumping by the time we sort of either get there or sort of towards early next year. I think we'll have a really good timeline of a release.
And in terms of like influences, it's Aussie rock, I'd say. Like people like AC/DC, Rose Tattoo, The Angels, Cold Chisel. Steve's dad was in a band called Avalanche. So all those guys from the 70s, Dragon, Billy Thorpe, just all that kind of influences, and a lot of other people too, like Chuck Berry, Motorhead, Led Zeppelin, Black Sabbath, just all the guys we like. All the influences are in there.
Okay, cool. Yeah, it sounds like since that competition win, it's kickstarted you guys into a much more sort of professional, taking this really serious mode for Avalanche. Like, obviously you were taking it seriously before, but now it's 100% a career. Let's really push hard for this.
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely. Yeah, I think it definitely sort of made all of us turn and sort of think, well, we could really push this and see how far we go. And
yeah, it's like the first time we've got a manager and work with a booking agent, so that's always been like something we've worked towards, and that ended up happening through the festival. So yeah, we're really grateful for that, and yeah, just keen to see how it all goes.
And just everyone being on the same page, it's been good.
Yeah, having people there to help you, like a team behind you, has been really good. So it takes a little bit of the pressure off on us when we're the ones who usually do everything. So
yeah. I was going to ask, has it been beneficial for the creative process as well, because you're not focusing on all of the admin and booking and all of that sort of stuff, as well as trying to write new music?
Yeah, absolutely.
Definitely. I guess that's the hard part of it. You're always, doing like a million other things, like social media, admin, as you say, all that stuff behind the scenes. just to get before you even get a chance to like pick up the guitar, you got to do all that stuff. So yeah, it's definitely a bit better. It's still like sort of early days and baby steps, so hopefully it'll only get more and more pressure off us as time goes on, but it has definitely helped so far.
Brilliant. And then the last question, looking beyond the festival, what else is on the horizon for Avalanche?
Yeah, so we're hoping to get the full-length album out there next year, and we'll hopefully do some international touring for that. We're really looking at Europe. We are working on that at the moment, so hopefully we can go UK, Europe. We definitely want to return to Japan again and New Caledonia. So that's also in the works, and just more Australian touring. There's still a few places in Oz we haven't got to yet. Like we haven't been to Tasmania or Western Australia yet, so definitely working on that as well. But yeah, just working non-stop, trying to go anywhere we can, really.
Yeah, just try to get really like a really good routine or some sort of touring schedule together and just stick to it and push.
Awesome. Alrighty. So finally, where is the best place for people to support you and track this creative journey moving forward?
So our social handle is Avalanche Band Rock. So you can go on any social media and search that up and find us. So like Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, all the good ones.
TikTok.
But we've also got a website, so it's www.avalanchebandrock.com.
That has all our links, so that's probably the easiest place to go to find anything else. And you can subscribe to our newsletter and stuff there, and keep up to date.
Perfect. Alrighty. Thank you so much for taking the time to chat with me, and good luck with the festival and creating all of the new music and hopefully venturing off to the other side of the world.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thanks for having us.